and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the App today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Gambian Talents Promotion, Washington West African Center, in collaboration with the Snohomish County Vaccine Task Force Committee, will be hosting a free mobile vaccine clinic at the ICOPS Masjid in Linwood on Saturday, June 5th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll administer the Pfizer vaccine to you and your child, especially the age of 12 and above. Whoever gets vaccinated will receive a $25 gift card while protecting yourself, your family, and the community. If you don't have a car, we will provide free transportation within the Snohomish County. We can help you register yourself and your kids. For more information, contact us on 404-593-6215. Remember, none of us is safe until we are all safe.
Good morning to you all. Welcome back to another general meeting. Today we will discuss some few issues that are happening in the institution here. And to start with, we will start by, let's say this is a meeting or a venue where we address issues that are happening in the institution. And today, the meeting will be chaired by Lamil MCC. And we will, as I said, we will discuss some of the issues that are happening here. And it's an institution, it's not a place where you have to go and come back however you feel like. This place is an institution, it's governed by rules and regulations. So on that note, anyone who is coming here or who is willing to come here, you must abide by those rules and regulations. And every institution is governed by those rules and regulations. So if you want to be part of it, you must be a law-abiding to those rules and regulations that are set by that particular institution. So today, the first thing that we will talk about is the issue of us, we the interns at this institution here. We are all, let's say, we are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. We all made mistakes at a point in time. But those mistakes are not supposed to be done repeatedly. The reason why we have past and the present is it's simply because if you are in the future, you can learn from the past. And if you want to avoid something like maybe I don't know, had I known, that is, if you want to avoid it in your life completely, you must learn from the past. Anything that that happened in the past, if you really want to avoid that one in the future, you must be able to learn what happened in the past. And that is why we have yesterday, tomorrow, and so on. And so today, the issue of the dining here, that is where people go and eat, we will start by that one. It has come to our notice that some people will be there eating, maybe for a very long time. And it's not where you have to go and sit down and started chatting and doing stuff like that. And the place is just catered for you to go and eat. It's something that we cannot go without. We all have to eat at a point in time. But it shouldn't mean that if you go there, you should spend the rest of the day there, just eating a loaf of bread or a half bread. That is something that it doesn't make any sense. From that end, we will also talk about the issue of the toilet. The majority of us here, we are all Muslims, and then we all perform at this place to pray. So, and the place, when it's time for 2 o'clock prayers, if you go to this place, the toilet, the place used to be very mess up. It used to be very dirty, and the only reason behind it is because we all feel big or whatsoever to take your hands, take the mop the place. Then after you use your hand and then squeeze the mop so that it will get dry. What we all do is when we perform there, you will just take the mop, just mop the place, and you leave the mop like that. If the mop is soaked or full of water, maybe few minutes later, if you go back there, you'll find out that the water on the mop will be started making the place dirty. So it doesn't make any sense just to take the mop and then you just use your hand and then you just mop the place and leave it like that without squeezing the mop. It doesn't make any sense. So let's all try and avoid such. And the next thing, or the next on agenda, is going to be the issue of mobile phones. We all have our mobile phones here, and we are all told that it's a rule and regulations. As I said earlier, every institution is governed by these rules and regulations. So if you want to be part of that institution, you must be able to abide by those rules and regulations. So number one, when we all came here, we were all told that our phones will be parked somewhere else. We are not supposed to be using them frequently. We all have calls. That's something that we cannot avoid. We all have calls at a point in time. So if you have your call, you can just go and pick it up. But it doesn't make any sense, or it's not good enough for you to be always on your phone. It really distracts you from whatsoever you are doing. So I'm encouraging all of you. No, none of us is here. We are all adult people. We are all adults. So we have to be fair enough to each other, and then do things as they are supposed to be. And then the other thing is, I used to be here. When you guys go out for a coverage, when you come, you just pack all your things to me. I also feel I'm a human being. Sometimes I used to be angry. So to be frank enough, to be fair enough to each other, let's try and avoid such things. If you come back from whatsoever you went to, if you come, try and charge your camera, your memory card, try and copy everything, so that you will not also disturb me, because I'm also a human being. I need to go home. So some of you, when you just come, you will be very, like you said, you are tired. You just want to just park your camera and then you go home and leave me here. That's not fair. So please, it's not only me. Let's also try and do. We all know the right thing. So nobody is a kid here. We all know what we are doing. It's not something that is right. So let's try and please do the right thing. And the next on agenda is, sorry, let me show you this, please.
Yeah, good morning to you all. This meeting is very important. It's a weekly meeting. These are the meetings that we raise issues that affect the institution. What Lamin just said here is very important, especially when it's come to the gadgets and then our coverages that we went to. So, example, the gadgets. We know that they are very expensive. And let's say this Sling Studio, and then we have the web presenter, you have the Atem switcher. So these are very important gadgets. Who is not here? You can hold the mic. Hold the mic. Yeah. Go on. So those gadgets are very important and they are very expensive. So sometimes when you go out for coverage, you pack all your equipments, your microphone, your cameras, your lights, and then you go out. We have a form here that we normally fill before going out. And I don't think some of us will fill it again. And I think it's not proper. Because sometimes you do go out, anything can happen to the gadgets. And if this gadget gets spoiled, you are responsible. And it's you who is going to make sure that the management knows about this equipment, that they are spoiled. So when you go out, you have your equipment, everything is working perfectly. If you are back in the studio, before you start editing your project or assigning somebody to edit your project, make sure you check your equipment. And they are very important. Without this equipment, I don't think we will be able to do our work perfectly. So equipment are very important and they are very expensive. Every institution, let's say media houses, is because of equipment. That is why they continue working or giving people the best of programs, the best of TV broadcasting is because of equipment. So this equipment, they need care, especially, let's say, the cameras. We know that it's very hard to find them in the Gambia here or to buy them. They are very expensive, especially these camcorder cameras. or DSLR cameras. They are very expensive. So these cameras need care. So don't just look at this camera and then you think that it's a toy. So you have to take care of these cameras. All the gadgets, it's not only the cameras, all the gadgets including microphone, everything. So the other issue is the computers that we are having here. Normally some of you, when you are editing, including even me, we do experience that the computers are slow. I think all of you experience that. The computers are very slow. So this is what we have here. We don't have, let's say, Mac computers or expensive computers that you can, or like, let's say, BBC or other international media uses. This is what we have here. Maybe if the institution have money, they can buy better computers, but this is what we have here. So these computers, they are good, depending what you want to do. You can do research on these computers, it's okay. You can edit your project, it's okay. But sometimes also how we use the computers. That is why I always emphasize that whenever we are editing, let us try to use an external drive. External drive means flash drive. It can be, let's say, hard drive. You know, those all are called external drives. So these external drives will allow you to edit, and then the computer will not feel that pressure. You know, computer is just like a human being. It's just like a human being. It's have a brain, the CPU. It's have a storage devices. It's have, you know, the memory is there. So if the storage device, that is the hard drive, is full, then the computer obviously will become slow. And what make the hard drive to be filled up is the project that we save there. So if you are editing, try all means to find an external hard drive or flash drive so that you can edit inside that flash drive. Sometimes the other mistake that you make, you will have your project in the flash drive and then you want to edit, but you are not saving inside the flash drive. That is why sometimes your project gets lost. Or sometimes when you're trying to open the project, it will show you that some videos are offline. I don't know whether you experience that. Because of you are not saving inside that external drive, or you are not saving where you are editing. So it's very important. And the other thing about computers is, if you are using the computers, whenever you finish your editing or you export already, if the computer is not in use, you can off it. Because we all know that everything here works with electricity. And the more equipment consume electricity without in use, so their time of, let's say, their guaranteed time started to go down, because you have your, let's say, equipment. You are not using, just like a TV. You are not watching TV at home. You just on it and leave it like that. It's consuming electricity. And that electricity, obviously, you have to pay for it. You have to buy it. So imagine here, without electricity, we're not able to do anything. So sometimes also, it's wise. Equipment that are not in use and they need power, you are not using them, off them. So that the next person can come and then just on the computer and then start working with the computers. So all these computers, they are good. Most of them here, we have 4 gig RAM, 8 gig RAM. They are very good. But sometimes how you use them, that's make the computer slower. So all of us, we complain. Even me, I complain sometimes the computers are very slow. But how can we solve that problem? Is whenever you come out from your coverage, you save your project in an external hard drive or flash drive, and you edit inside that flash drive. When you are exporting, you export inside that flash drive so that the computer can be free. So if you have any concern, let's say concerning these computers or gadgets, here we are here as a team. You have issues that affect you when you are working with the computers. And you have also solutions that you think when we do it, it's going to easy our job. So if you have anything that you want to say about computers or the gadgets that we are having, whether it's giving you problem whenever you go out, you can raise it. And then we look forward to solve that problem before we move to another agenda. So any question on that? Yes.
Yes, for me, for me, what I want to add, what Musa said, and with Lamin, the same thing, is about charging the batteries. Because when you go out, you come back, you don't charge the battery, you leave the battery like that. Next day, when someone is going out with the cameras and the battery, when the batteries are not charged, if you go out, it used to disturb you, definitely. Last time I go with this man, Sajo, we went for the coverage from here to Lamen inside. So by the time we went there, we start doing our interview. The other battery finished. The second one, we take it to use it. I can say it has less charging. So we start using it. It doesn't even complete our our project the way we wanted to do it. So I asked him, he told me that I find the batteries are not charged. So if I say that I will sit to charge the battery, it takes time, and there is no time. So it is very important when we go out and when you come back, please try and charge the battery. It is very important. And your project also, when you know that you already air your project, please try and call one of the manager and tell the person that delete my project, I already aired, so that the computers can have a space. And when someone also wanted to edit, the person can edit, because we don't have many flash drive here. We have only 2 flash drive. Sometimes we will be busy here, the flash drive will be busy. You don't have place, or you don't have flash drive where you will copy your project or where you will edit your project. But you can use the computer when the computers are free. So this is very important. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kurubale. I said what Kurubale just said is very important. Imagine that, for example, you are about to go for coverage, or you are already in the field starting to do your work. And then you have, let's say, 3 batteries, and the other battery is full. So the other 2 are down completely. And then let's say the program is 2 hours or 3 hours. And then you exhaust, the other battery is already exhausted, the first one you are using, the one with the 100% charge. So what are you going to do next? You don't have any option. Because it's not everywhere you can charge your batteries. You can go to certain events where you don't have any electricity there. So the only option that you are going to depend on is your batteries. So if your batteries are not fully charged, it affects your work, because you will not complete your work, one. And then when you come back, you don't have anything to explain that is genuine, because you already know that your batteries are down in the field. So the other thing is, before you go out, I hope everybody does it here. Before you go out, you check your cameras, your microphone, not only batteries. Check your batteries whether they are 100% filled, so that whenever you go out, you do your filming, even it is going to take you 3 hours or 4 hours, but you have enough batteries. So if you come back from the coverage, from that particular event, what is next for you as a videographer? Or the journalist. The journalist can remind the videographer or can assist the videographer that these are the equipment that we took to cover that event. Now we are back. Let's charge the equipment. Maybe the videographer is busy in copying the project, and you as a journalist, you can charge the battery, so that the next person going, because anything can happen. We can have emergency coverage at any time. Maybe as soon as you come, maybe in the next 1 hour, we have, let's say there's a problem at Westfield, a protest, and that is the only camera that is there. So if that camera is not charged for, let's say, in the next 2 hours or 3 hours, how do you expect that person to go out and do the filming perfectly and then come back and air the project? There will be no option. So the only thing that I'm going to advise you, whenever you go out for coverage, you come back, the first thing that you are going to do is charging your batteries, even before you copy your project. Yes. Even before you copy your project, the project is very important, but make sure that you charge your batteries so that the next person going can find everything is charged, everything is intact before the person left the office. So I think it's very important for all of us to put that in our mind that without batteries being filled, it's going to affect our work. So it can be any person. It can be me, it can be you. Imagine that you're supposed to have a show, let's say outside, let's say Banjul, and then you went there, and then you realize that all the batteries are down. You get disappointed. Not so. You get disappointed. So the only thing that you can do is to find a place or to delay the time. And there are some events you cannot do that. You cannot delay the time because time. So maybe if it is an interview, you can delay the time for some minutes, but that is not, it's not professional. If somebody is sitting down waiting for you and then you come to the event and then you realize that you don't have batteries or your batteries is not filled, so you get disappointed. They will not even take you seriously. So I'm advising all of you, whenever you are back from your coverage, the first thing, charge your batteries. Charge your batteries, and then you copy your project. From there, the next person coming will know that it will be very easy for that person to just check the batteries and then go with it. Because we don't have cameras for everybody here. We have few of them. So we cannot provide all of us, all the shows with cameras. So the cameras that we have here, let's take care of them. Let's charge our batteries whenever we are back from coverage. So any other concern regarding that, let's say cameras or gadgets or computers?
I think that one Musu can say something about it, because I think yesterday when she came here, she's supposed to use the 4K camera, and then she sent somebody for me. Okay, I don't think it's sustainable for me to charge the batteries. When I open the back, all the batteries, 3 batteries are down. So and the other 4K camera, I'm charging that one. So I have to use one of the batteries and charge. So when Musu came and checked the batteries, they were all down. Charging. So this is a problem that we all have to come together and do it. It's not only you or me. If you use any gadget, please, if you come back, just try and charge it. No matter how you are in haste, you want to go home, just work on it. And the Canon cameras also, and there are 4 of them. And there was a day when I came, I opened one of the bags. I saw two chargers. There are 2 chargers for the camera and 2 external chargers. And that's not done. All these Canon cameras, they have their external chargers and the other charger that you plug into the camera. So if you come back, you find such things in a bag, in any of the bags, just try and remove them. All of them have 2 chargers, the external one and the other one that you used to charge the camera itself. So, but some people will just come and pack everything in one of the camera. And this one goes to the journalists. We all go out for a vox pop, maybe you and your camera man or camera woman. If you come back, you have to help them. It doesn't mean that you have to just only go out and cover the whatsoever. You just come, then you pack your things and go home. That's not done. It's not good at all. And when you go out for a coverage and come back, the camera person, just like you are all supposed to close by 5, and then you came, that is some minutes to 5. So you want to go home in here to do the work for you. That's not good. Let's try and work together. It's a teamwork. You are there holding the mic talking, and he or she is holding the camera for you down there. So when you come back also, that teamwork should continue. It doesn't mean it has to stop outside there or in the field. If you come back here, the teamwork should continue. That is, you do this and he or she will do this one. But you cannot work outside together. When you come here, you leave everything in and you just want to go home. And considering the fact that you are all supposed to close by 5, you all come together, then you just want to go and leave everything in his or her hands. That's not good at all. So let's try and continue with teamwork. That is, you work outside as a team. When you also come back, try and do the same thing. Like Musa said, if he or she is copying the camera, then you try to charge the cameras for him, and then pack the microphones wheresoever they are supposed to be packed. And then in the studio here, we all know how the setting is. There are places where we put the light, but sometimes when you come, you will find out that they will put the light around this other end, and there is a place allocated or for the lights where they are supposed to be. And the clip mic also, sometimes you will come and find them somewhere else where they are not supposed to be placed. So please, we are all familiar with this place. We know where some of the gadgets are placed. So let's try and keep up with that. Put things where they are supposed to be put in place. And the other thing is the vox pop. You are all told that if you go out for a vox pop, you are not only supposed to come and then put it on the timeline and then export it. you are all encouraged to do voiceovers, whatsoever project you did, so that the editor will put it in there. You are not supposed to just come and then do this thing, do the interview, just come back, and then the editor will just put it in the computer, put it on the timeline, and export it like that. Just if you go out, do your work, it's still the same group work or teamwork. If you come back from any project, sit down with your editor, the one that is supposed to edit the project. Sit down with the individual, so that you will be also able to learn one or two things from them. This field is not like you have to cage yourself at one part of the corner. If you are going out with somebody who is doing camera work and you are doing journalism, the individual that is doing camera work must learn something, or must be able to know what are some of the things that the journalist is doing. And also that same thing implies to the journalist. You should also be able to know what is this. You cannot be you don't even know where the earpiece is supposed to be plugged in. That's not something that is good. You must be able to know the part of camera. So in case if you go out for a vox pop or whatsoever, something happens, then you can able to come in and do your work. But if you only keep yourself at one side, we are not saying you should know everything, but you should be able to familiarize yourself with this. Put the mic, where to put the earpiece, and also some of us don't even know where to press to record. We don't even know. So let us try and do some of these things. It's very important.
Yeah, I think this program is an internship program. So internship is not only for you to specialize in one area. All of you, when you are coming here, you have one aim, that this is what I want to do. Yeah, this is what I want to do. Let's say journalism, you want to specialize in journalism. Some want to specialize in video. You have an area where you can specialize, let's say 80%, but you have also certain basic things that you need to know when it's come to journalism. We all know that journalism cannot go without a camera. Journalism cannot go without a microphone. Journalism cannot go without good audio or good video. So at least, even you don't spend much time on these gadgets, how to use them. Let's say the cameras, or how to plug even the batteries in the camera, or how to insert your microphone. So these are small things that you need to know. I don't think it's difficult, because all these internal ports, they have ports where you can connect your cameras. They have ports where you can connect your cables. These are basic things that you need to know. So what is very important. Sometimes when we go out for coverage, I don't know whether we are in a haste to go home, or I don't know, maybe you have other things that you need to take care. But it's very important for you, whenever you are back, to copy your project. Make sure that the project is copied, and then is copied in a safe place. It can be a flash drive or hard drive, and it's written down maybe in the project book, so that the next person, even you don't have time to edit it, but the next person coming will go straight to the project book and then know some of the pending projects that are there. But if you just come with let's say with the videographer, and then you expect the videographer to do everything for you, to copy the project for you, to charge the batteries, to park the microphone, return everything in their right place, definitely I don't think it will be very easy for him or her. So it's a teamwork, both journalists and then the videographer. Make sure that we work together in the field. After coming out from the field, I think, Mr. You emphasized that whenever you are pre-production, production, post-production stage, these are what prepare you before you go out. The planning stage of your event, and do there, and if you come back, what you're supposed to do. Let's say the post-production. If you don't copy your, let's say your project, you cannot edit them, because if you come and Just place your memory card there or leave the memory card in the camera. What will happen to the memory card? Somebody might come and then format the memory card, and then you lose everything. So I think it's very important for us to be working together. Whether you are a journalist, try to know some of the basic things of videography. If you are a videography, it's good for you also to know the basic things of journalism. For example, the way journalists hold the mic, the way journalists sit in an interview, all these basic things, you have to know it as a videographer. So the same thing applies to the journalists. The journalists also should know how to use the camera, press record, inside the microphone, inside the batteries. These are basic things that you need to know. So don't only specialize in what you are doing. So try to be versatile, try to learn other things, other new things. So any question on that before we move on to another agenda? Yes.
Yes, thank you, Musa and Lamin. Good morning to everyone. First, I will start with the issue of the cameras, because normally people will have projects that they need to do, but soon then they figure like all cameras are gone, especially like nowadays we know Ida and others are shooting this COVID-19 vaccine video shootings. So I think it's also important to consider people that have projects they need to do, but then soon then they want you cannot use this camera because this particular project is going on. And I think it's also not it's not fair. Like you arrange your guest and everything, and then you came and they said like there is no camera that you need to use unless you use the Canon camera and stuff. So I think the management needs to work on that. And also with the issue of, you've talked about the issue of this working together as a team, in order to have the best production that you need. When we have the discussion with Mr. Youth yesterday, what Adam asked was, what can we do as young managers to help the senior managers, or what can we do as young staffs to help the senior managers? So Mr. Youth was like, we know amongst the young managers we have both journalists and videographers. So if you know that you are interested in videography, people like Adam and Musu are good at what they do, even though they're still learning, but they're good at what they do. So you can still come and then you bring your projects, ask them, how am I going to save the project? Then they can also help you. That's how it should be. But if you meet Laming is busy or Musa is busy, you wanted them to help you with regards to your project. But you have young stars like Musu and Adam who can help you to save your projects, and Aisha Tuture also to save your projects. And so anyway, so community edits that particular day, probably you might be tired. We understand people are not the same. Normally, I'm the new day get tired after going through hectic interviews and stuff, which is understandable. But if you come the next day, sit with an editor who can help you to edit your project and air it. If you air it also, make stories out of it. That's what a journalist is all about. You make stories out of it. And I can agree with Lamin in certain issues with regards to our shows and everything. We know, like Mr. Youth, it has been saying, the institution is moving, and we have to move along with the institution. But how many of us will do our shows constantly and everything? Probably they might talk on that a little bit later on. But it's also important when you come. These gadgets are very, very important, because normally if you come, yangi yakamte nyibi. Alasan muara use project be, muara use camera be, and I can remember we went to a program manak Alasan, but because I am there and then Manmako senior, he had to come and ask me whether my delete project be or not. Why small hamuton whether the project was aired or not. Nakala ko muna wahe mu delete ko. But because I know that the project was aired already, manako mu gene ko fofu. But then I miss a lot of things because what the lady was telling is important for people to know. but man dama ko lose because I was talking with Alassane nga gis mu mën a delete project boobu noonu so ñun yëpp loolu it's not that you are doing a favor for the next person you are doing a favor for your colleague koo xam ne kooku tam war naa mën a use gadgets boobu noonu pour moom tam mu am best production out of it so I think ñun tam war nañ ko consider as well so leen ñëwee instead of going to the managers you have the senior staffs that can also help you with the little that they know so loolu that it's also important for you guys as interns to consider as well. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. maa ngi lay gërëm Moussa ak Lamine ak Aïssatou Koli comme lu ñu wax nii rek ci batterie yi lay dem nag mbiri batterie yi xam nga nit ku nekk dafa war a liggéeyal boppam waaye bul liggéey ngir nga ne lii su ma ko defee kii laa koy def déedéet lépp loo def keneen sa bopp nga ko def because comme like ñun ñëpp xam nañ ne dañoo jógee suñ kër yi nit ku nekk dafa jógee këram ñëw fii nii lu ko indi fii ngir liggéey bi nag lenn rek moo ko mën a doxal because soo gisee vidéo di set audio di ñëw normal everything mu ñëw normal batterie ba tax without batterie caméra saa du taal waxuma la mic bi di ñëw léegi nag ñun loolu noonu suñ demee coverage ñëw balaa ñuy def dara batterie lañ war a njëkk a taal suñ ko talee ba pare door a copie lu ñoo copie suñ ko copier mbaa su nekkee ne sa paana bi mu ngi fa nga ne ko ngir yàlla fixal ma batterie bi man yeneen saa dama day ñëw suma paana bi sa fekkee dafa ne nekk waaye ñi ma fa fekka ñooy laa dee wax ne comme ñu defe fixal ma batterie bi understand nga waaye dama dee tax ba gars yi fix ko ma door a dem copie lu may copie léegi nag foog ñun ñu bokka defar ko because lii nii mën naa ne every meeting buñ def dañ ko dee wax every class buñ def dañ ko dee wax ci affaire yi ba tey waaye ba tey loolu mënta solve ba tey man dama xamul boppa yi lu ci nekk lii daal foog ñu war nañ koo régler daal billaay.
Yeah, I think what Alassane said is very important. Without batteries, your camera will not even be on. So you will not have audio, you will not have video. So batteries are very important. It's the energy to the camera. So without energy, the camera will not be on. So it's very important. Let us try to charge the batteries. So it doesn't matter whether you are a videographer or you are a journalist. I think charging batteries, I don't think there is anybody here who cannot insert or plug the battery in the external charger and charge it, or connect the charger to the camera and charge the batteries. I don't think there is any here. Or there is somebody who cannot charge the cameras at all. Hmm?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, the judges.
so you cannot charge the cameras at all.
No, I have never.
So what I am suggesting, whenever you go out for coverage with your camera person, the camera person already know the basics. The basics. So if you are back from the field, don't just go and sit down. Accompany the camera person to the studio. Accompany the camera person to the studio. Just sit down and watch the person, what he is doing. How he's going to plug the camera, or how he's going to remove the battery from the camera and use the external charger to charge the battery. Or how he's going to, pack everything, return everything to its right place. So if you are doing that once, 2, 3 times, you will know how to do it. So these are basic things that don't allow people to taught you or to teach you. So these are the things that you have to know as a journalist. So don't only leave the videographer with everything. So Aïssatou also said something which is very important. Sometimes you come to the studio or you want to go out and there is no camera, or there are certain cameras that they will not allow you to use. So I think this has been here, let's say we have been receiving this type of complaint for so long. But I think it depends on you. If you are very careful with this equipment, because that is why sometimes, especially the 4K cameras and then the other new big cameras, sometimes they don't allow some of you to take them out, because it's not that they don't have trust in you. They have trust in you, but whether you yourself, you are going to take care of that equipment. Remember that it's expensive. It costs even 100,000, one camera. So it depends on you. If they see that you are very careful, so because every week we have our own meeting and we assess all of you, one by one, we assess you. We know your capabilities. You know what you can do best, how caring you are. So if we are not having confidence in you, do you think that we are going to give you that camera? No. So that's the only problem. So you have to put trust in you, that if we give you certain equipment, you will be able to take care of that equipment. So equipment are just electrical and electronic. That is what they are. So you can even use them today, and then maybe in the next minute you want to on them, you want to on the camera, and it's not coming. Because it's just like, let's say, mobile phone. Bena bes nga hey rek tal sa mobile bi, mu baña tal. So it can happen. So, but despite that, try to be taking care of your equipment, so that we will have trust in you that whenever we give out our equipment, they will be returned safely. So I think that is very important. So the other thing is that sometimes you have coverage here to do, but there are no cameras. There are no cameras at all. Especially, let's say, during the peak period of our coverage, the time that we have more coverage, like let's say the election is coming, and all of you have project in mind to do. So without cameras, you cannot do anything when it's come to, let's say, video or audio. So sometimes we have project, and this project, they are not suit in time. Let's say you have project, let's say 10 o'clock, and then the videographer, another project, let's say at 12 o'clock. So the videographer came to the studio late, the journalist came to the studio late. Of course, you will shoot your event late, and you will affect the next person. So whatever we are doing here, let us try to do it on time. If you have a project to do, let's say at 12, make sure at 12 o'clock you shoot that project. If the project is going to be 1 hour cut it, and then you came back, so that you will allow the next person to use the camera. The other thing, especially those that are going to have live events here in the studio, it's very wise for you to check the timetable, to know the programs that we have here, and the time that program they are going to be conducted or shoot, so that you will not affect the next person. Let's say, imagine that Kadi Toure has a program, let's say at 12 o'clock, and then there is another program at, let's say, 12:30. And Kadi Toure did not check the program list or the time that that program is supposed to be done. And then you come with your guest, the next person come with his or her guest. What do you think we can do? We have only one studio here. So this will make the guest to wait. The guest can wait for hours. So whenever you are going to have your event here, try to know the time of all the programs that we have here. Maybe Babkar can help you with that. So you have the list of the programs and the times they should be, let's say, filmed or conducted, so that you will not affect the next person. So any other concern again?
So let me add on to that.
Yeah.
Okay, like what the question that was asked by Asad Kwali, that is, you will come here and then you want to use the cameras and then they are not available. That it depends on the way you communicate. It's all based on communication, and what Musa also is saying. If you want to have a program or that you have something in mind to do, you have to communicate. As it stands right now, Ida and Sanyan, they are doing this music video, like Asad Kwali asked. So if you want to do a program, you should try and by all means and communicate with those people, and so that you'll be able to know the available times that they are not using those cameras. So because it is very important, like Asad Kwali said, you arrange all your things, then you come back here and then you find out that there's no camera available for you to do your program. It's not going to be feel good. So let's try and communicate very well. And what Musa also is saying is something that is very important. We have to communicate very well so that we will be able to do our programs separately. If we have time in, you schedule your time for this, and somebody also schedule your time for the same time and the same day, it will not be possible. Probably those guests might also feel like this place is just, we are not organized. That's the only thing there. And the other thing is still on this communication. There are people here who will come to this place anytime they feel like, or some will only sit down at home and they will not communicate. Remember, you are here. Maybe you are representing somebody here. Like the position that you are here, somebody is supposed to be in that place. There are many people. If you check on Facebook, you will find out that there are 146 applications on this place, where all those people, they all want to come to Government Trends TV. So if you are accepted or you are submitted here, you should try by all means and be committed to whatsoever you have signed up to. It's not ideal for you to sit at home or come here anytime you feel like coming. It's not ideal at all. So let's try and understand that you are preventing somebody from coming to this place. Those people sitting outside there, they are really in need of this opportunity. So let's grab it with both hands and then see ourselves out of it. And then, if you don't have anything, I will go on the last agenda of the meeting. Okay, come please.
Voilà, li ngeen war a puus ni seen tàgga yi nekk ci ron na nekk na.
Good morning. What I want to say is what Musa just have mentioned it. He said as an intern we should not only specialize on one thing, but sometimes you will come here, we as a journalist, for you to try and know how to edit. Sometimes you will come and sit next to the editor, and then if Antifatu come, she will be like, what are you doing? If you tell her that you are watching how the next person is editing, she will be like, yo munagulo li nga buga dam daf lale. So that's my concern.
So if you don't have anything, I have something here that.
Okay, I have an advice for everyone, not only me, but each and every one of us. Konka suma angale bi settled, dama jahas bahas. All right. Luma buga advice moy, ñu tie opportunity be very tight, because easy wood. Nga bàyyi sa liggéey bi si kër bi, nga bàyyi sa yaay si kër bi, yeneen saa ñun suñu yaay dañ dee jaay marché ak yooyu. So moo bàyyi soxlaam yëpp war a am lu moo def, bàyyi loolu yëpp jël xaalis bi di la jox pass every day ngay dem ak ñëw. Soo ñëwee tamit opportunity boo fi am téye ko mu dëgër nga gis dara du la raw, waaye sa yaay bàyyi liggéeyam nekk di jaay sa marché bi su la joxee pass yow nga ñëw liggéey loo fi dara dafa métti. Ku nekk loo bëgga balaa nga ko am foog nga soona te institution bu nekk am na ay corruptions, loolu du jeex, waaye is different. Mr. Diouf dafa wax ne kenn amul fi benn right, even managers amuñ si benn right pour ñu yuuxu sa kaw. Kon suñoo liggéey nañ téye liggéey bi mu baax, even ñi yuuxu sa kaw yow man maa di gën a mer fii nii soo waxee rek ma mer ma biiñ, waaye ñu téye ne liggéey bi moo ko laaj te kuy uti foog nga muñ, dangaa muñ nga ñëw muñ. So nañ téye liggéey bi mu baax, opportunity buñ am ni ñu téye ko mu dëgër, ñu bàyyi ànda bii nii. Yeneen saa daf dee mën a waste sa time, understand nga, man waxuma awma ànda ndoor, waaye daf dee mën a waste sa time. Yaa ngi am sa xarit kooku mu ne la tey man ñëwuma office, yow tam nga ne xaaral ma fen du ma ñëw office, gis nga toog si kër. Maybe kooku mi ngi am ku ko dimbale gannaaw, maybe mi ngi am su amut fii dina am feneen. Yow yaa ngi mel ni Kadi Touré, papaam amul dara, yaayam amul dara, nga bugg a topp ko nga xam ne moo la ëppa wala nga bugg a aydul bu ëppa. Ne lañ téye liggéey bi soriwut, soo ñëwee rek def looy def la dem. Façama moom is normal, waxaami is normal, soo ko miinee jeex na. Yow defal looy def rek nga def sa liggéey mu baax rek nga dem sa yoon. Waaye suñ ne dañoo téye maire bi Fatama lii la wax dinaa fi bàyyi Fatama lii la def dinaa fi bàyyi dafa métti ak ñun nañ téye liggéey bi rek suñ ko téyee boobaa ku nekk loo bëgg rek nga am ko te right now mooy the best time for each and every one of us balaa ngaa sëy soo demee ba sëy doo dee mën a def yeneen yi di nga bëgg a ñëw fi fanaan def lu la neex doo ko dee mun because yaa ngi am control doo dee mën a def loo bëgga waaye right now def nekkuloo def dara soo demee si kër bi nga liggéey looy liggéey soo ñëwee fii tamit nga def si jom nga liggéey loo bëgga nga gis at the end of the year wala at the end soo fi jógee fekk am nga loo bëgga even joxuñ la certificate waaye yow experience boo bëgga am nga ko foo dem kenn du la yeb soo génnee nag nga am loo bëgga jeex na waaye balaa nga am loolu foog nga muñ Gambian Talents fii soo fi nekkee dangaa muñ because ñun yëpp ay ndaw leen ku nekk lu la neex yeneen saa loolu nga dee mën a jël rek nga won ko sa morom te dangaa wax ne waa suma senior la xaaral ma noppi rek waaye loolu dafa fekk ne mi ngi si yow dangaa muñ soo muñut rek du baax man rek muñ rek laa leen di mën a wax ñu muñ ñun yëpp ay xale la nañ muñ yeneen saa nag dangaa gis ay tuuti yu nga xam ne mooy loolu comme man ñëw wax la lu nga xam ne mais bi naxari na la maa ngi ree yëguma ko understand ngeen so alen ñu téye loolu ñu téye wante comme brothers sisters ñun yëpp ay benn leen fii nii ku nekk loo am rek andi fii ñun yëpp ñu lekka ñu kafak ree mu jeex so alen ñu téye loolu xaalis bu ñu dee jox nii every end of month ñu appreciate sa work bi loolu dafa tuuti understand dinañ gën a am lu bëri waaye dafa fekk dañ muñ ñu fekk foofu loolu dangaa muñ nga am loo bëgga so muñ rek laa mën a wax si yéen nag thank you so much.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonics Money Transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Gambian Talents Promotion was sent in West African Center in collaboration with the Snohomish County Vaccine Task Force Committee will be hosting a free mobile vaccine clinic at the ICOPS Masjid in Linwood on Saturday, June 5th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll administer the Pfizer vaccine to you and your child, especially the age of 12 and above. Whoever gets vaccinated will receive a $25 gift card while protecting yourself, your family, and the community. If you don't have a car, we will provide free.
So let's continue with our meeting. So I think what Kadi just said is very important. Success is not achieved in one day. So you have many ways, or let's say you have many years to struggle before you finally achieve what you are aiming for. We left our homes, our parents are there, our brothers all at home. Then you are here to acquire knowledge. So always put something in your mind that whenever you are here, try to know something before you go back home. Because you cannot be here from in the morning till, let's say, in the evening, or the time that you're supposed to close, and you don't learn anything. So it's very sad. So we can, let's say, we can have problem with each other here, but let's try to remember that this is a learning institution. It's not a home, it's not a gathering place where we discuss other issue, but here is a school that we learn. So you have problem with your colleague, the managers are here. Approach one of them, and then you talk to them. That person can call both of you, and then you discuss amicably so that you can solve the problem. So Kadi said something also very important, like your relationship. Two of you, let's say Mike. Okay. the relationship between among us. So don't feel that you are older than some people, or don't feel that you are more knowledgeable than others. Feel that you are at the same level, even that you are not in the same level. But let's assume that we are all here to learn. I can learn from Kadi, Kadi can learn from me. I can learn from Kurubale or from any person. So let that respect be among us. So Kadi said something very important. So why mom say rek mom kanya say wala.
Okay, the last thing I want to discuss with you is regarding this book. This is where we jot down our things like the budget that we do that single day. So if you check in this book here, you will find out that there are different columns. That is the date, the name, the event, and then the amount given to you, and the balance, and the amount that you use. So the book has been with Bangura, Salmadu Bangura. She was the one compiling all these things together. So today the book is with me, and every other day Bangura, when she is taking care of this book, at the end of the day she will have to go and meet Babukar, so that they will sort out the things together. And then at the end of the day you realize that Bangura will have to use her own money and put it on it, simply because when we go out, those 50 brutes or $1 and $2 that we underrate or think that it might not be something, at the end of the day, when they compile everything together, it's going to be something. So Bangura will have to use her own money and add it up to it. And then the book is with me today. So I am bringing it to you all. We all go out. So if you use $5 and then there is 50 brute remaining there, the balance, or dollars, please return it. Bring it back. There is a column catered for it. It's there. So please, I'm warning all of you. I'm not going to always put my money and put it there. I have to be frank enough. I'm telling you the truth. If you have, well, I'm serious. If there is 50 brute or dollars, please try and return it. This is very important. This is money. Thank you, Ola.
Yes, thank you, Lamin. But I have one or two things to discuss with you guys. The last time Mr. You've engaged me with regards to those that want to do special things, because now we are coming into politics. The political season is coming. So we would like to have shows on a daily basis. Whereas it's not only going to be centered on politics, it's going to be centered on all the programs that you guys will be going out to do, and then you come back, we process it together, and then we go out there and then give a narration of what's exactly happening and how it happened, how it affects people and stuff. So the Beer Gambia show will be starting by next week. So if any of you are interested, I don't even have to tell you if you are interested, because Mr. You've said your shows will be the things that we are going to discuss on that platform. So when you come, we know like am send Vox Pop and no, you will not have a narration of what exactly happened and stuff. Like Lamin says, now it's not like that. If you come out, if you went to a Vox Pop and then you are back, you try to write something out of it, you go and do a voiceover for that particular program, so that Sunko narrate the funny and people will be interested and willing to watch. Because that's how it is done. But if you go out there and then you do your Vox Pop or you have a program on certain thing, timeline, Sunko narrator, we ourselves will be boring. And you go set and you enjoy. But the best thing is having you as an individual, project and then your colleagues and everyone on that platform will at least have a say to it. Because then believe me, like, you might know what exactly happened, but someone else might also have an idea that can also be important. So, Lorula, in regards to our shows as well, because they are applying for a license, and before giving that license, we have to have shows that are consistent. So soon shows.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada,
Been able to have gadgets to go out and do particular programs. But like Lamin said, it's a matter of you communicating first. If you communicate, then people might have fixed a schedule for you. Buffet on a Friday, it's not okay for you. You can still reschedule with your guest and say, swing office, you're busy this particular day, but we can still have the show next week or the next day. So I think it's important as well. Thank you.
Please, who have seen the new project book? The new one?
Who wants to say something? Okay, come on. The mic cable is
Who
shut.
have seen the new project book? The one like this, please.
I don't know. I don't see.
You have seen it?
Good morning. Okay, good morning, everyone. Lamin, Lamin, you have said something. You know, this apprentice, we all know them. Sometimes you will pay $10. You want to go to Lameng, and we all know the fare is $8, and they will be like armor coins. So in that, when you are in that position, like the apprentice will say, I don't have coins, and you yourself, you are not having your own money there, so meaning you lose that $2. So when you come back, how will you? Okay. Uncle Musa, you have said something regarding to these computers that are here in the office. I have a problem. There is a specific computer here.
You pay the coins. It's the fact. If you don't pay, after you don't pay, you will pay the coins. Any remaining money that is not paid, you will pay.
That is ridiculous. Okay. Uncle Musa, you have said something regarding to these computers that are here in our office. Well, there is a specific computer which is, I don't know what happened to the computer, because when we plug it, I experienced it. There was a day that I plugged that particular computer. It indicates that it is charging, but nothing comes on the screen. I don't know what is the problem. Yes, is a laptop. It's a PC. Yep. I think is the one. It indicates, yes. Nothing comes on the screen. Let me see the back. Sure. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I think the last time somebody went from this laptop used to you for me to check it. So I think it's having some technical problem, but I think I will open it and see what is the cause of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Any other thing? I have a question. Okay. Come. You have to come closer because the mic cable is short. No. Allow him first.
No problem.
You come and sit.
Okay, I just wanted to say something pertaining to what Aissatou was saying about the vox pops. Like when you go for vox pop and you come back, the voiceover, you have to do a voiceover and maybe write something about it, maybe a story. And some of us here, like some of us who are relying on Gambia Talents, you know, we are only here, but some people are going for journalism classes elsewhere. And they will use that advantage and say that they don't know how to write a story. But I'm urging everyone to go back to that tutorials we have been doing at first when we came to Gambian Talents. Because at first, even I didn't know the use of those tutorials. I would be like, how can we sit here for the whole day just watching videos? What are we going to do? What is the use of watching these videos? Now is the right time to use to take that opportunity to go back to those videos, to use those notes you wrote when you were watching the video so that you can be able to build yourself in this journalism course. Thank you.
Thank you. I will just emphasize on what Hani? What is Hani? Our Gisa said. With regards to the tutorials that were sent by Mr. Ju for us to watch, it's not that you have to just watch the videos. It means that you have to learn from those videos. I personally, I have an archive, whereas I put all those tutorials there. Normally, I have difficulties in writing certain stories, then I'll go back and then refer myself back to those videos to see if I can write stories from what are the tutorials that Mr. Yu sent. So it is important. Journalism, you have to be flexible. In a sense, you are termed as a journalist. You can see people like writing stories. Man, I personally admire the newspaper reporters. They write very brilliant stories. Soko reads, so you feel like these are stories that you yourself can write. But are we making ourselves familiar with writing? No, let's be honest, even myself. Mr. Yu will tell me to write stories, but I'm it's not that I cannot do it, but then we are not creating time for ourselves to, write stories, to process it. And I think it's important as a journalist, you write stories, you bring out your stories, that is like you manufacture it, you process it in a video form or a voice over form, and then put it out there. If people cannot watch the full video, then they can read the story, because reading the story should not take you even 15 minutes or 10 minutes. You are done with the story. But then I guess in the video, putting it the whole of 1 hour or 30 minutes, but I'm doing time. Why I read lower? It's not that what the exact person said, long I been see story. No. You just have to jot down key important things, and it's not that key dafa wax li key mu wax li key mu wax yep lay bind. No. You can still center your story on one person, one particular person. Nga bind a story out of it. So I think ñun yep war nañ ci bàyyi xel, and then we'll learn from it. Yeah, thank you.
Jam cooler for ngasi jam. Okay. Okay, good afternoon, because it's almost okay. My concern is I just want to raise this concern, which is concern about my news. So as far as I'm doing only news as a project in these institutions. So last Thursday I did my news here, but up to then it is not edited. Rather than to air. So this is very tedious. I call it a battle nak. You see, you write all your news, and then you prepare just to get inside the studio and broadcast. After then, you effort at the end, amanda edit among air. So you muna concern balti coming like manager, they are doing well. But just to double their efforts so that they can consider us, because Nina Rajibe sometimes Lamina can edit phone call edit. Nina Rajibe Melka news edit jay man share back and Bafala Nyame. But Mel Mustaf Solti, I tell Mel as far as some people are editors, so it have another tribal means to know how to edit news. Because nte killing news I said Kolikaka, but in Mandinga and I have only one project, that is news in Mandinga. So mfana bela feeling nga na news ke nga na effort membeke nga sa ferol membeke, because mbuka da do nga bonde nga laptop wala ndiko nga side nga no nga sa felo kotek. So nga sa ferol membeke up to akata for 3 hours 4 hours. So nimpare da kotek nga da diamu koteke at the end fana man ama edit na se air. So mu kuti me anko kolya ko bala mun ndela Carola. So maybe editor staff soul and managers will also give back, you look into it and then to solve the problem. I know you people are doing well. You are just encouraging the interns to double up their efforts. So Nina Rajibeniko, we have to be consistent about our projects. But if some people are consistent with their project, for example, like they sometimes more consistent, but they may choose news broadcast. So but ningo okay at the ending be edit all month so mel ba edit la rather than to air of maybe abente discourage la mba jela ko comme ko an kan news kele bara buka air. So sometimes lamin kama ko sometimes shanya ya bare mel mu fana mu staff solti if those people also can help these staffs because ika project yamala sort and manin ko kamen for kuka to kuyele ntela news to nyan pesi safiro ke janga bata nga diamo ke nga bata bon ni misa jufla project ko nata o project me alon ko asa ko do dino institutional bulu ntela news be sila ko mal ko because ntela news maybe ntava ata ko do de institutional and then for me I'm here I'm not paying anything so but mensa ko do si institutional then I will give chance to those projects but maybe ning wakilo fanan keta ko take model be medan ko their staffs and then they can able to edit news obe kumar ba kan del fanan nga news ke don fanan kan toje e akono fanan kan do ko je ba jara bem fanan wakili ne bakele because every day men choose all every Monday and Thursday so but ninga news ke free Thursday since last Thursday na news be and then it just stales now it is still because you use do be assigned them it have a project do be up to 2 weeks 1 week at a stale but neither until news jibe nkamel broadcast maybe ninga ke atam amanya tambe 2 days or 1 day but na tambira wala don min be discourage lamba for ya delete because it is not necessary and then at a public show we are here to entertain and educate the public so nimol bo keka so for the fact that we are doing such kind of things then we have to do it consistently and then if we are doing consistently the staffs and the managers also should make sure that to provide some such solution me alon ko nindel fanina project then it will jet air so that we can know how to do or how to improve ourselves again. Yeah.
That is very important. Let me just add something. Let me start. Okay. So what Dahaba said is very important. If it is not aired, it is not done. So with all the effort that you put in your project, let's say you take several days of doing your research, and then from there you write everything down in a piece of paper, and then you do the filming, and then at the end of the day that news is not aired or that project is not aired. So you get disappointed. Not so. You get very disappointed. But I think we will look into that. So we will look into that and we see how we can solve the problem. I know we have editors here, but we have few editors. I think the journalists are more than the editors, the video editors. So we have sub-editors also. So other editors are here, video editors, they never edit news. I think only few of us edit news. So, but we will look into that, and then we train more editors to be editing news. So Dawa, I'm assuring you that I will talk to Mr. Youth about this, and I will talk to Fat Samba about this, because you cannot be putting all your efforts into a project and then at the end of the day the project is not being aired, especially news. It's still, yes, it's still, so it's not okay. So we will look into this. Yes, thank you.
What I just want to add on to that is those who used to edit, we are being outnumbered by, let's say, the projects we have here. The one that are supposed to work on those projects, the projects are way bigger than us. So that is some of the that's the reason why some of these things have been happening. Musa, when he did his news, I think I was the one who shoot it and I saved it here. And then that day I was very busy, and I left it here with Adamaso. He told me who is coming today. I told him I think it's Adamaso. But then Adamaso also came. He also have a lot of things to do. So what Musa said is, I think we will have to those who are interested in doing that, or those who used to edit, they should come forward so that they will also be able to know how to edit news, because it's not going to be fair for them to be doing this news. Like he said, it will take a lot of time for him to be able to write it down, and then after that he will go and stand there. I know how the place used to be. I used to do news here. It's not easy. So you will do it. In fact, he used to be very fast. He can do it more than I do. So it's not easy that you go and stand in front of the camera, do your work, and then it's not aired. It's not something that we can avoid. It also used to happen to me here. I also do my news and it will not be aired. I also experienced it. But let's be patient, and then those who are willing to do this, let them come forward, and then so that we will be able to help each other, so that the editors will not be outnumbered by the number of projects that we are having in hand. Thank you.
I also also think that what Dahaba said needs to be properly emphasized because looking at those that are doing news, it takes a lot of us time to sit and then research, especially like those that are doing the English language. Mandinka, you can just come and then summarize and everything. But with regards to English, it's very difficult. You have to write all your voiceovers. You have to write your headlines and then the details, which like, then I make sure that you wouldn't be fooling yourself when you are in front of the camera. Because come linko dewa English dafa sew. In fact, you as a presenter needs to have that connection with the camera. Lolu one la. Why nit you suñ toge fini you nekk the research and then people are like, you take years for you to finish the research. It's not that bugulo ko def de. But the fact fekane like what you are researching, you are sure of that story nga muna ko produce for people to at least know what is going on. Why don't wanna research all the time? Wala nga research ba pare nga dem, the studio is always hot. You made mistakes all over again. Dinko startati, dinko difi, just to make sure that it is perfect for you to put it out there. But then then when I was doing my news, Ajibintu was the actual person helping me with it. Then at times by 9 sigudi editing my news. But nama gis ne tamit when Ajibintu went, only few people knows how to edit news in this office. Only few people. So few people you know if they are engaged as well, don't wanna force a guy you edit a news because they have other projects also to do. But like Dahaba said, so research and then news gets stale. News is matter of a one day thing. Superhero, it's already stale. Because Soko portray out there, the damage that it might cause will be worse. So come Daramu that day, you produce it that day, it's better. But if you don't have the necessary equipment for you to do your news, it's very difficult. And I think you as management should consider that as well, so that we can all work together. We can do it. It's not that we don't have necessary people or the adequate people to do it. There are so many great young people here that can actually produce news. But the hardship that we go through, so they wouldn't want to go through the same hardship. So it needs to be considered as well. Thank you.
Yeah, I think what you said is very important, and I think we are going to consider it. So it's all about training. So remember that the time that you were coming here to study videography, maybe some of you don't even know the software that we used to edit, the name of the software that we used to edit. So everything is all about training. So that is why Mr. Youth was emphasizing, and he is always emphasizing that let's try to do our research, let's train people so that they can edit videos, they can, they can do whatever they want to do in their area of specialization. So projects definitely, as Bakari said, Lamin said, the projects outnumbers us. So we have a lot of projects here to do, and we have few editors. So things like this, it will happen. But I'm going to assure you that we will walk into this, and then we will try to solve the problem. So there was a day that I was suggesting to Fatu about your news, so that we can do it live. So we are not going to force, maybe we are not going to include all of you, but only few of you, maybe 2 or 3, who we think they have experience in news reading, so that we can start doing our news live. It will you will not have any, let's say, the issue of editing or issue of time wasting. Just do your research and then you come and then we go live with the news. I think that we will minimize our problem. So we will work on that. We will work on that. Even it's not all of you who are going to do it, but only few of you. We are going to start with few of you, and the others will learn from the experienced people. So I think we will consider it. Yes.
Any?
Man luma bëgga wax mooy like comme soo génnee nii nga den def sa project bi already you come back and you try your own best, like edit ko, boko edit pare ganyu export ko. You written inside the project book that like Saturday or Sunday, small so bit of a water air. Wow, guiding ko de air. Be pare danga de promise ni for the month like they do as a project. Danga de guys, my show will be air like on Saturday from 1 to 2 or from 3 to 4. So people will not see the project airing. Even like so fake guiding they busy or guiding and been project bo xamantene guiding go wara air. So Saturday bob at least gañu try ko ñu air ko ci ngon wala ñu air ko ci guddi wa fa nga call gaay rek nga wa gaay suma project bi air ma ko bala ma nga defal ma li so lo tam dara la bo xamantene is not good like yeah be pare so ko xolé on Saturday man suma project bi gaay dañ ko wara air on Saturday air wuñ ko Lamin na call ma remind ko fekk Lamin ne ko ci office bi so lo tan gaay dañu wara gestu ci gannaaw bu baax ñu air some project bi by time nga wax 1 on Saturday 1 from 1 to 2 ñoo xamantene ñu ko déggul suñu air programme gaay ne wax wa té sondel wala té mondela ñi sen timeline mi nik du gëna fi gëna la fale it's not professional so please
so I think time is very important when it's come to project and the time that you should air it. So if you look at other TV station, the moment you heard about a jingle, you will know that this is the program that's supposed to be aired on that particular time. Like let's say 1 o'clock news, GRTS, that Kora jingle. Whenever you hear that Kora jingle, you know that it's 1 o'clock straight. So all programs supposed to be like that. So all programs that we have here should be aired on time. But sometimes it's difficult here because we normally do recording. After recording, you edit the project. Sometimes you can be exporting and then they take live. Sometimes you can be exporting and then maybe let's say something happened to the project. Someone can come and then pull the hard drive from that project exporting. So we have a lot of things that affect our project. But airing project on time is very important, and I think that should be the right thing to do, to air our projects on time. So you also, I'm going to let's say advise you, when you have projects to be aired on a particular day, try to call the office or communicate with the people in the office that are responsible of airing projects, maybe the videographers. Maybe some of the journalists, they don't know how to air, but some of you know how to air. So communicate with those people so that if the time arises, then they can air your project. So you also as a journalist, don't only concentrate or specialize in your journalism. That is why I said it before. Try to learn these basic things about videography. When you know how to air your projects, you know the time that your project should be aired. Definitely you will not bother asking other people to come and air your project. So try to learn how to air projects. These are basic things. It's not difficult. Like the Ceiling Studio, it's not difficult for you to air. Maybe there will be a time that you will not be here when your project is going to be aired. You can communicate with the managers. But if you learn how to air projects, it's going to ease our job, because sometimes it's definitely very hard. Look at even last week, Monday, Tuesday, we are with the PDOIS people from morning till night. So if, for example, I'm supposed to air a particular project, I am not here. So what do you think will happen to that project? That project will be aired later or lately if there is no one here to edit that project. So you also as a journalist try to learn how to air projects. It's going to help you, because journalism is not all about talking and writing. So you have video journalism are there, photography journalism are there. So you have different types of journalism. So try to at least know some basics, let's say airing projects, basics of photography, basics of videography. It will help. So I think that is where I'm going to stop, but we will make sure that we consider it, and then whenever we are having our weekly meeting, we will raise that concern, and then we see how best we can solve that problem. So thank you.
Musa. What I suggest? Mo nekk di suggest mooy comme ñu def li create li noppe ñu create li naka la waati
timetable boo xam ne schedule la mooy nekk ku nekk ak sa lii sa programme bi bés bi ñu koy air léegi borom su ñëwee rek dafay nekk foofu nag kii client bi naka la waati sax programme bi bés bi leen koy air léegi time boobu dafay nekk comme loo xam ne dafay steady ma loolu laa nekk di steady.
Yeah, I think yes. I think we already have the timetable and then the number of programs that we have here, and then the time that they are supposed to be aired. But sometimes, so we have the list of programs that we have here and the time that they're supposed to be aired. So, but sometimes we have projects. Projects can come at any time. So if your project, let's say, supposed to be aired at 1 o'clock, and the same 1 o'clock, there is another project, let's say a paid project, or let's say an emergency project or coverage happen. And then the people that are in the office, let's say there are few of them who can air that project. And those are the same people that are going out to do that particular coverage. So of course your project will not be aired. So that is why I am saying that try you yourself as a videographer, learn how to air projects. If you learn how to air projects, you know how to air your project, then I think the work will be very easier for us. Because sometimes we also have our project to do. Sometimes we can be here from morning till closing time. We are still in our project. So there are certain projects also, interruption affect our project. When you are doing your project, you are concentrated on your editing, somebody come and then want to talk to you or want you to air your project, that person definitely will get confused because it's going to affect his project, especially these documentary projects. So I think try to learn how to use these equipments. If you know how to use this equipment, it will help. Yes. So anyway.
What I want to say, what you are explaining is very important to try how to air your project. But like sometimes among us like here, the day you will go out for your program, you will go, you come, you edit, you do everything. But the day you will be aired, that day we maybe not find you inside the office. Because for me, Saturday, I'm not coming. But always, I calling here, air my project. It's another thing. It means like you are disturbing the person. Yeah.
Yeah, Musa, what I think is, for example, momune so fake balasa today, nga binda sa project on the book. So that I said to behave. For example, on Saturday, sa project it's supposed to be aired on Saturday, and you write it in the book on Thursday. Thursday project should be aired on Thursday or Friday. So if I told your project should be aired on Saturday, you have to write it in the book on Friday. And sometimes they will write their project in the book, and you will not even know the flash or the flash or desktop that the project is. So you find it difficult to communicate. Sometimes you even call them and you will not have them. So I think this kind of things, we need to help each other. If you know that your project is supposed to be aired on Saturday, you try to make sure that you write it in the project book on Friday, so that if for example, me or Lam, we are the one who used to be here on Saturdays. So when we come, we will know that this particular project should be aired today. That will be on Saturday. So we don't find anything difficult, because there are a lot of projects that used to be aired on Saturdays. So I think that's the thing.
Yes. So I think your projects, you know who edited your project. You know who saved your project and where you export your project. Sometimes, even me, I find it difficult. Maybe people call me and then asking me whether this project is aired. So I will look at the hard drive that we have here. I will not find the project. Sometimes I think the mistake you do is when you are exporting, try to know where you are exporting. But some of you just export. You don't know whether it's saved in the desktop, document, or in the download, or in the flash drive, or in the hard drive. So sometimes you will connect your hard drive and you think that you are working inside that hard drive, whilst you are not saving anything in the hard drive. So after exporting, you will call back and say that person, I export this in this particular hard drive, whilst it's not there. So try to know where you export your project, where you save your project. So another thing is sometimes, let's say if the project's supposed to be aired, let's say tomorrow, and then today you go out to do your filming or your vox pop. So, and then you're supposed to edit everything today, and then the next day you air. So sometimes it's the time it takes for you to air, to edit, to air, to film, and then, you know, it's very short. So I'm thinking if you have a particular project, let's say weekly project, especially weekly project, at least 2 days or 3 days before you air your project, you can go out and then do your filming. You have 2 days or 3 days to edit that project so that the project can finish on time and then be aired on time. So I think what the concern that you raise here, we will discuss this in our weekly meeting and find solution to it. So, Lamin.
Thank you. Okay, what Flugan is asking is, like, this is our project book. If you do your project on Monday, and it is written in the book here, and it's supposed to be aired on Saturday, so maybe we will have 2 to 3 pages before Saturday. So that's where most of these problems will come in. You realize that your project is being written on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, it will not be there. So somebody who is coming on Saturday will not, obviously will not be able to get that project because it has been in the other past papers. So that's where some of these problems will come in. So it's your responsibility to always keep following that and make sure that your project, before you leave here, maybe Friday or I don't know, Thursday, you try and make sure that your project is being written at the other pages, so that it will not be the individual that is coming on Saturday will not be go back to the other pages like Monday to go and find whether your project has been written there or not. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also think that it is also important, like if the project has been written on Monday and then it has to be aired on Saturday. We have a project timetable that I think every manager who's on duty should at least take 2 minutes of his or her time to go and check the projects that needs to be aired. And then probably he might know, okay, the Tacito should be aired on Saturday. Because normally if you say that, okay, because of the project has been written 2 days or 4 days before the actual airing of the project, and then that's the reason why it has not been aired, could have at least been a little bit of controversy and all. But if you ask the manager on duty, take that 2 minutes of your time and go to the timetable to see the projects that needs to be aired on Saturday or on Sundays. Probably you might also not miss the actual date that it needs to be aired.
Thank you. So
but I think communication is the best.
So any other?
Communication is the best. Communication is the best, but at least.
Okay.
Okay, I have one concern to raise. It's about the voice over. With the new interns, most of us don't know what is voice over, how they do voice over. Someone explained it to me, and I've been into the studio on that day. I was doing it, and Lamin told me that this is not the way they do voice over. So the ones who have experience on it can help with the new interns so that we can improve. Because on that day, I was told when I came from Vox Pop, I was told that I should do a voice over. So that was my first day. I don't know what is voice over. I asked, they briefed me, but when I went into the studio, I don't do the right thing that it should be done. So if maybe the young managers or maybe the old interns can help the new interns so that they can improve more when it comes to this voice-over issue.
Yeah, I think voice-overs, they are very important because sometimes we go out for Vox Pop, but what we normally do is we just export the raw file like that without anything, just what the question that you ask, we bring everything, the same thing, and then we export. But if you look at editing, there are certain questions you will not include it in the video. You have to take them out. So that is where the narration come in. The journalists that went to to interview that that event. So voiceovers, they make the video very interesting. So if you look, for example, let's say you went to the garage to ask people about this transport issue, so or vehicle stopping here, then continuing again, and then you take the footage exactly like that, and then you put it in your timeline, then you export it. It will not look interesting. So voiceovers are very important. Like what you said here, not all of you can do voiceover. We have experienced people here. Aissatou Colley is one of them. She can do voiceover. Lamin Cisse is one of them. So these are that have been doing voiceover here for several months, and I think you people have the responsibility to learn from them. So we are going to look into that. Some of you who doesn't have experience in voiceover, we will bring you in board and then link you with those that have experience so that you can work together and know how to do voiceover. Yes, I think what you raise is very important, because you don't know how to do something and then they ask you to do it. Definitely you will fail. It will not be okay. So to learn things with, let's say, an experienced person, definitely is going to help. So we will look into that too.
So to watch tutorials and videos
So I think we spend more than 1 hour. So if I don't know whether you still have some question to ask, or we can just close and then. Is that all? Is that all? Okay. Then thank you for attending the meeting, and I hope it will continue, and I hope we all learn from each other. So all the concern that you raise here, in our weekly meeting, we are going to discuss about it and see how best we can come with a solution or with solutions to solve those problems. So thank you all.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonics Money Transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Askan wi genn leen ñu pengu je fagar lu moo gan fa jooyaay mooy li ñuy
Gambian Talents Promotion Washington West African Center, in collaboration with the Snohomish County Vaccine Task Force Committee, will be hosting a free mobile vaccine clinic at the ICOPS Masjid in Linwood on Saturday, June 5th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll administer the Pfizer vaccine to you and your child, especially the age of 12 and above. Whoever gets vaccinated will receive a $25 gift card while protecting yourself, your family, and the community. If you don't have a car, we will provide free transportation within the Snohomish County. We can help you register yourself and your kids. For more information, contact us on 404-593-6215. Remember, none of us is safe until we are all safe.